to Dus for collaborating with me on this webisode. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk you through one of my most requested style tips, which is how to style your bed like a designer. I love making my bed every single day. I think it's been ingrained in me since I was a child. I just can't do anything and I don't feel productive unless I make my bed first thing. So it's just the number one thing. As soon as I'm out of bed, I make my bed and then I'm off. I'm getting on with the rest of my day. We currently live in a rental, and if you were to ask me what one of my top tips were on decorating for a rental, getting the right bedding and investing in your bedding would be up there in the top 5. There's just something about luxurious bedding that just makes a difference to your styling. It's also not permanent to the home that you're in. You can very much take this from home to home with you, and it's an investment for the future. I would say overall though, to anybody watching this video, always invest in your bedding. We spend half of our time in our bed. I don't know why we don't settle for the best, so I think it's something that everybody should be investing in. Investing in your bedding doesn't have to cost a fortune, and this is where Dus comes in. They have so many different styles of bedding that can suit any different home, and they are something that I've wanted to invest in my home for a really long time because they're just known for their quality without having to spend a small fortune on them. I absolutely love their sheets and I can't wait to invest in more of them in my home. Like, I've just got plans to get so many different styles in so I can play around with the different seasons, you know, styling my bed for winter, for summer, etc, etc. Styling your bed like a designer isn't a minefield like I think so many people think it is. Really, it's just about going with your gut on the basic steps of making the bed and suiting it for the style and the feel that you want your room to feel like. So for me, it's all about comfort, luxury, relaxing, unwinding. So it's very much that rustic kind of thrown together look that I love to go for. So without further ado, here are my top tips on styling your bed like a designer. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do when making my bed is put down the fitted sheet. I love a fitted sheet. It is ideal for both summer and winter because it's an extra layer in winter when you're feeling a bit chilly, and in summer if it's too hot for your quilt you can throw it off. But if you're like me where I have to have some sort of cover on me to sleep, it's a weird habit, but I'm sure there's many other people like me, it's the perfect light layer so that you can still sleep with something on you in the summer. So I absolutely love it. This one from Dus is perfect because it has a little bit of detail on the seam, which means that you'll still get that interest even though it's going to be like an all white bed. Next, we're moving on to the quilt, and there's a couple of things to note here. First off is the size of your actual quilt. This is something that a designer taught me way back when, and I live by it. When anyone asks me what's the number one tip when it comes to like styling a bed, it is to go bigger on your quilt. So this is a double bed, but we actually have a king size quilt. Not only does it make your bed look more luxurious and just more fuller, there is no argument, there's no cover hogging. You know, everyone's got plenty of covers, so I highly recommend whatever bed size you have, go the next one up when it comes to your quilt. The other thing to consider when it comes to your bedding is the material that you use. I live for a linen quilt because it is the softest thing to sleep in, it is the most hygienic thing to sleep in, and it just looks so luxurious. I love this one from Dus because their Amalfi collection features this little tuff here on the edges. It just brings that kind of casual Mediterranean vibe to your home, which I absolutely love, and I think this will really kind of bring everything down, make it less formal, just so much more inviting. When it comes to folding your quilt, there's two ways to do it. You can either do it the halfway, but I prefer the free fold. So that would be basically, halfway would be pulling it all the way, so you just have it folded in half. But what I like to do is fold it in half and then bring it back up again, like so, and create this little luxurious cloud in the middle of your bed. This way, it just feels a bit more fuller, more inviting, and you can still see the detail on the flat sheet that I was talking about. What's great about this as well is that the linen plays into sort of that crease look, so you don't have to worry about steaming your bedding. I'm not somebody who likes to steam or iron their bedding, so linen works perfectly for me. I don't have to worry about it at all. So when it comes to your shams or pillows, there's two ways to do it and neither is wrong. It just depends entirely on the style that you're going for your bed. This way is more formal. I would suggest that if you were going to go for more of a hotel feel, or you're just going for a bit more of luxe, this would be the way I would do your shams. I'm going to do them this way. It's just a bit more casual and plays into that lived-in feel. And don't worry about getting it perfect, it plays into the whole mood of it. And personally, I do not do a karate chop. I like them this nice fullness. I always like to add vintage pillows, especially when I'm doing all white bedding. It just breaks it up slightly because everything's quite blocky. I really love a pillow that has more of a natural uneven pattern to it, like these sage ones, and again it just brings in that colour that is otherwise missing from the bed. Again, when it comes to your throw pillows, there's no right or wrong way to do it, or it just depends on the look you're going for. I like the traditional two. I'm looking for a long lumbar just to break everything up, but I still haven't found the perfect one just yet, so that is coming. The other way you could do it is you could do like the 3 method with maybe then a 2 or a 2 then a 3 and then 4. It honestly depends on what you're going for. Cushion size wise, depending on the size of your bed, depends on what cushion size you go for. With a double, these are 50 by 50, which I don't know what that is in inches, but I'll leave it down below for conversion size, or put it up here on the screen. But I would literally not go any less than that. You really want it to make a statement, so anything smaller than that is just going to look dinky on your bed. It's just not going to look right. The final thing I love to add to your bed is a throw, just that extra bit of texture and detail that just kind of finishes off the overall styling. Much like everything else that I've spoken about in this episode, how you style the throw is entirely up to you. Really, there's 1,000,001 ways you can do it, but 3 kind of stand out to mind for me. So there is the kind of straight across the end of the bed, which is what I've done here, but what I wanted to make sure was that it didn't look too neat, so I've added a couple of creases and just overlaps, just again to give it that kind of soft, rustic, inviting look. The other one you can do is what I call the corner curve, which is basically layering it over one corner of the bed. Again, that adds much more to the relaxed feel of a space. And the final one that I've actually seen, which is quite nice, and maybe I would do for more of a guest bedroom, is to add the throw to a basket with maybe some other little bits and bobs. It gives your guests that option of taking the throw if they really want to, or they can simply put it to one side. And again, it's just a bit more designery and just adds a bit more interest to your room. Your throw's really that additional piece that you can pull over if it does get quite cold, but something else that you may want to do when it is extremely cold and you just want to make sure you're nice and cozy in your bed is you may want to actually fold in the throw in between your sheet and your bedding. If you were to do that, it would add just again that breakup of colour, but it also would just give another texture under all the layers and just really add to the overall interest of your styling. And those were my top tips on styling your bed like a designer. I do hope you found these useful. Do let me know in the comments below when you're going to be working on your own styling project. Share, like and subscribe to this channel, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Bye!